Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing well. So far in this series, we are exploring the theoretical aspects of generative AI. But today, we are stepping into the practical side. That trust me, this will be the going to magic for you. In this video, we'll cover how to connect the OpenAI using the LangChain, how to connect the alternative LLMs like Llama 3 using the Groq, and how to basic prompts of the prompts or prompt template, and understanding the chains and out parsers. By the end of this video, you will have the tools and knowledges that start building your own GenAI application using the LangChain. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. Let's begin with how to connect with OpenAI large language model using the LangChain. Instead of interacting with ChatGPT through its user interface, LangChain allows us to communicate with programmatically via APIs. Here is how it works. You send the program or input to LLM, then LLM processes the prompt and returns the response. You can switch between the two different types of LLMs or different LLM models based on your project requirement. Types of LLMs in a LangChain. The LangChain divides the LLM into two types. One is text completion models and chat models. Text completion models, they gives the plain text response based on your input, like ChatGPT 3 or GPT-4 models. Well, chat models designed for conversational interaction and can handle the context better. OpenAI's chat models also available. We'll see in the coming in the practical video. You may get the questions in your mind that what is the difference between text completion and chat model? Well, text completion models these are the straightforward model. They take that single input prompt and return the response. They are ideal for the tasks like summarization or generating a creative content. Well, chat model, these models are optimized for multi-turn conversation. They maintain the context across the multiple prompts, making them perfect for building a chatbots or virtual assistant. Now let's look at how to connect with the OpenAI in the practical one. Let's see the code examples. Okay, today I will show. Okay, now we will connect the OpenAI models using the LangChain. We will ask the one question about the Donald Trump to get the creative response like poems. Are you using just a few lines of Python code? Okay. First, we have to install these requirements. I have already created my environment. So just check with it. Okay, now we will install this requirement. Okay. What just happened? Oh, sorry. Pip install -r. Think we'll get error. Just a second. Where we are in LangChain 1. Okay. Okay, now we will install our requirements. So let's start with in the env file we have pasted our API keys. So for as of now, I have pasted my OpenAI and Groq API keys. We'll use the Groq API key in the coming videos. Okay. First, we will import the necessary libraries, that is OS and .env. Well, OS is used to read the environment variables like API key from API key, and the load.env is used to load the values from the .env files, as we are storing the API keys in the .env file. Next, OpenAI is a LangChain wrapper that helps to connect to OpenAI's language model like GPT. Next is reading this OpenAI API key from .env file. This key is required to use the OpenAI services. Without this, the code won't work, or we're not able to establish the connection between the OpenAI. Next, we will load the model. We are creating a simple OpenAI LLM object. Means we are calling the OpenAI function. By default, this will use the ChatGPT 3 or 3.5 depending on your setup. Next, we will send some sample. Here we are sending the prompt to the module and asking the fun fact of the Donald Trump. This invokes the function and sends the input to the LLM, and we will get the returns response. Let's check it out. See, we get the response that we send the questions that tell me about the fun fact about the Donald Trump. Now we got the response. Donald Trump has a start on the Hollywood walk for the frame of his work on the reality TV shows that appearance. Even I also don't know about that. Okay, if you are known earlier, just comment below on the. Let me know who are all knows there. Okay. Putting assets, we have the two types of output. Suppose now we have seen the simple output, means it will, once it load all the data, then it will send the response. But you also seen in the another type of response in the chat GPT, or like a text type, text effect, means it will load one by one. That also we can do in here by using stream function. So that I will show the same thing for the same question. Here, this part this part shows how we can stream the output like a text typing effect. It returns chunks of a response instead of waiting for the whole answer. Okay, here we will from the LLM model, we are calling instead of invoke, we are calling the stream. So we'll get the stream of our output. So by stream of output, in the for loop we are printing one by one, and we with the flush as a true. Okay, let's check it out on this. See, did you saw that? Did you saw the typing effect, right? So this will be useful for the streaming effect. Now in the calling or invoking any LLM modules, we can have the creativity types, creative as a temperature. I think as of now, if you are worked on any of the LLM module, you know about the temperature. Means it will controls the creativity of the if you make it as a 1, it will be fixed. Means it will have a fixed, or it's a very less amount of creativity. If you reduce from 1, it keeps on changing each and every asking each and every request. So we have to create a new model with the temperature 009. Then higher temperature means more creativity and random answers. Well, this high creativity and random answers. Then we ask for the model to write the short poem. So let's check this. Okay, Now we have used the conversation model. Till now we have used the conversation model. Now we will see the chat model. So for the chat model, now we are using the chat OpenAI, which is in a chat style conversation. Now we are using the chat OpenAI, which is for the, you can import here. So now we are using the chat OpenAI, which is a chat style conversation, which also specifies the model name as a ChatGPT Turbo 0.125. Okay, now we will send the prompt for that. So here we are creating the chat format using the roles, that is a system and human. System gives the background instruction or a system to behave what kind it has to be behaved, and human sends the user prompt for what it had to be. Here system prompt will be the, you are the historian experts in the Donald Trump family. Now tell me about, on curious talk about the Donald Trump. Means he is the system will be the expert in the historian, and human is the asking the whether the what are the curious thing about the Donald Trump. So we'll execute, and you will come to now. Okay. I think we need to make. We have not given the space, so it continues here. This is the answers on curious things about the Donald Trump. Blah blah. So this is the direct system. Now we will see the streaming output. Same thing, we are chat model, streaming message we are passing. Earlier we are in the OpenAI we are calling, now we are calling this chat model, nothing was chat OpenAI. So everything will be same. Now see, it is posted in the Streamlit. So this is how you can use the LangChain with the OpenAI to build the simple LLM apps. You can switch models or adjust the creativity or even the real-time streaming. All few or in the few lines of a code. That's it. Now you have one question, that is, what type of model do you think the best for your project? Whether it's a text completion model or a chat model. Let me know in the comments below. Now connecting it to alternative LLMs. Now let's connect to connecting to the alternative LLMs like Llama 3 or Mixtral using the Groq. Well, what is the Groq? Well, first thing is, what is the Groq? Groq is an AI startup that has developed a new chip called Language Processing Unit, nothing but LPU. This chip is specifically designed to run the LLM faster and lower cost compared to the traditional GPUs and TPUs. Groq also offers a platform called Groq, where you can try the open source models like Llama 3 for free with certain user limits. Why using Groq? It provides access to powerful open source models all the time. It also cost effective compared to the properties of OpenAI APIs. It allows the developers to experiment with different open source GenAI tools easily. Let's go check out the code example of how to connect the Groq through the LangChain. Okay, in this I will show how to use the powerful open source LLMs like Llama 3 and Mistral using the LangChain with the Groq API. We'll ask the historical question and compare the response from the both the models like Mistral's and the Llama 3. First thing first, we will import the necessary environment. So here we are loading the .env file which contains the Groq API key. This key allows you to access the Groq cloud and use the LLMs like Llama 3 and Mistral. Next, Next, we are importing the Groq. Next, we are importing the LangChain Groq and importing chat Groq. From the LangChain Groq integration, then we set up the two different models, that is Llama 3 70 billion and Mistral 8x 7 billion. The 70 billion is a big and detailed model, and where is a Mistral is like an expertise model but with a high speed. We can switch the model easily by changing the name in the model parameter. We'll see that in the now we are sending the message that we are setting up a system role to tell we are sending a message that we are setting a system role that telling system role to tell model to its expert in historian. Then we are asking the actual question as the human message. This gives the model behavior and more contextual. Next, here we are passing the message message to Llama 3 using the invoke method. This sends the conversation to the model and gets the response with the print statement. So let's check this. See, we are ask a question but it gives a detailed answer. Now we'll see the same response from the Mistral. So here the same thing, but we are calling here Mistral model instead of Llama model. In these two also the same thing, but just the model name is different. So this is the use of how the orchestration framework is used, very useful, since we are just changing this only model, but we are changing the model name, but we are getting the different response. Okay, let's check this. Oops, what happened? Okay, they changed the model, decomposed this model. Wait, I will check the new model name. Mistral. Okay. This is they changed the model. I think I'm changing. Okay, here we are using the 24 billion. Earlier we are using 8 billion. So let's check now whether it will work or not. See, yeah, we got it. See, here is the difference. Llama gives the full detailed response, where the Mistral gives the short answer, but it is a high accurate. So the same things here, but so this is how you can send the same prompt to do powerful open source LLMs and compare the result. You can plug this into the web app or chatbot or even your own projects. Llama 3 gives very detailed response, while the Mistral is faster and efficient. Now let's dive into one of the most important aspect of working with LLMs, that is prompts and prompt templates. What is prompt? A prompt is a simple input we provide to the LLM. It guides the model to how to respond. For example, plain instruction summarize the articles, or in the instruction with the context we can say summarize the article within less than 100 words, like that. Next, what is prompt template? A prompt template is like a recipe. It includes the placeholders or a variables that can fill the dynamically based on your task or whether based on your user inputs. Prompt templates are useful when you need consistent format across multiple prompts. Next, types of prompt. There are three types of prompt, that is zero shot prompt, few shot prompt, and chain of thought prompt. Zero shot prompt, a single instruction without any example, like classifying the sentiment of this review, whether the product is amazing or not. Then including the few short prompt, it includes the example of the along with the instruction. For example, classifying the sentiment based on this example, positive example, negative example. Means earlier we defining that whether classify the sentiment of the review, whether it is a general purpose. If we are not saying any whether it should be positive or negative. In the few short prompt, we are saying that classify the sentiment based on this example, positive example, negative example. Means the LLM has to be classified with a given input whether it is a positive or negative. Other than that, it can't be classified. Next is chain of thought prompt, encouraging the response by asking the model to explain its answer step by step. Example, classify the sentiment and explain your reasoning. Means if it will provide the output in such a way that in the human like thinking capability.
Now I will show you how to use the prompt template with LangChain to make your LLM prompts dynamically and reusable. We will use both OpenAI and chat OpenAI models and explore the single prompt and the chat prompt and few short length. Let's go step by step. So first we will load our .env files to get our OpenAI API key. Without using this, we can't access the model, and always keep your key secure and don't hard code here. So we are using the .env file. So we are using this find.env. We'll load the .env values and we will fetch the OpenAI API key. Next, now we will set up the two models. That is, one is OpenAI a model which is model with like a text dimension. Then the another is a chat OpenAI for the chat based interaction using the chat GPT 3.5 turbo model. Now we'll import the LangChain prompts. Now we'll add the prompt. Here we are using the prompt template, which let us reuse the same structure with the different words. For example, we can create the fun, sad or curious stories and with the stories just to change the adjective and the topics. So we using the prompt template format, we are passing a curious and the candy family. So these values will be replaced with adjective and topics. Next we will pass this prompt to the LLM and we will invoke the request. So here we are passing the prompt and we will invoke the to the LLM to send the request. After getting the response, we will print those response. Let's check that. So now we got the tell me curious and the candy family, about the Kennedy family. So here we are curious, just adjective has been replaced by the curious and the topic has been replaced with the Kennedy family. So we got the response. Now we'll use the chat prompt templates. So for that we will have to I think we already include the prompts. So now we'll include the chat prompt. template, chat prompt templates. Here instead of writing, so this is a here we are using the chat prompt template for the message from the message. So here this is a multi-tune chat format where we define the roles like such as system, human, AI, and a human. AI human, and as a use as a variable like a profession, topics, or user and user input. This helps to set a context clearly. So after that, as we earlier passing the for the format, using the same thing, we are passing the format message. Here profession as a historian, topic as a the Kennedy family, and the user input as a how many grandchildren has the Joseph P. Kennedy. So here the profession has been replaced by the profession values. So in the system, you are a historian profession expert in the Kennedy family, and hello Mr. Historian, can you please provide the answers on the video? And then the AI will reply as a sure. Next, the human input is how many grandchildren are there for the Joseph P. Kennedy. Then the LLM will provide the output. So let's check that output, means response from the LLM. So using that, we set the chat message that using the chat OpenAI chat model. Chat model, they get the prompt conversation style answer. Let's check that. I think we'll get confused here. I will. Okay. So this is the first question, and this is the answer for the chat conversation. Okay. Now we will go for the few short prompt answer. For that, in the prompt, we will import the few short chat message. Now we'll add some examples and we'll pass that example to the chat prompt. So now comes to the few short now we come few short learning. Here we are giving the few examples that how to translate English to Spanish. This helps the model to learn the patterns. So here we are passing the human input and the AI input. Also we are passing the input hi, output as a hola, and input as a bye, then the output as a adios. So next we'll pass this to the LLM and we'll get the output. One small mistake, we need to pass to the message, that final prompt message, input as a good morning. Then anyway we have the model as a chat job. We have model open as a LLM chat model. So model now response is equal to chat model dot invoke messages, then we'll print response dot content. Okay, let's check this. Print good morning. Let's see. Yeah, we got the answer that the good morning is a Buenos Dias. Even I also don't know. Okay, that is the output from the few prompt. So that's how we use the different prompt formats in the LangChain. So prompt template for the single prompt, and a chant prompt for the conversation, and a few short prompt for the teach the models with the example. You can use these in the real apps, boards, or even the backend services. Try replacing the examples and topics and see how smart the output can be. So let me know what all you have tried in the chat below.
Finally, let's talk about the two advanced features in LangChain, that is chains and output parse. What are chains? Chains allow you to combine the multiple tasks into a single workflow. For example, retrieving data from the database, send it into LLM, process the output before displaying. These or LangChain make it easy to create such a workflow by changing the different components together. Next, what is output parse? Output parse helps to structure the response from the LLM input, a usable format like JSON or a key value pairs, so they can process them further into the application. Let's see the chain and output parse in a code example.
We'll see the chain of thoughts. Now we'll see the chain examples in with the code example. So first thing first, we will import the some of the packages and we'll initialize the OpenAI key. We'll assign the OpenAI key from the .env file. So after that, we'll import the LangChain OpenAI and chat OpenAI. Next, we'll initialize two models, that is the sequential model and chat model. LLM model. And there is chat model. Chat model is equal to chat OpenAI. Will pass the model name. Model equal to GPT Turbo. Wait a minute. GPT Turbo. So here OpenAI is the simple text input output, whereas the chat OpenAI is the conversation style input output. Okay. Next we will import the two templates, that is the chat prompt template and few short templates. So short template, then we'll create the now we'll create some example. So this example shows how the model should behave. We are inputting the in English, then we are expecting the output as a Spanish. So now we'll create some chat prompt template. So where the human says is that what the human input will be, and the AI means AI replaced with when the LLM responds, then it will be replaced on there. So next we'll create some few short template. Here example prompt will be the what are the example what are the example prompt will be the what we have created the prompt with the what the human input will be and the AI input will be output will be. Then the example will be the what the example we have defined that what will be the input and what will be the output. Those we are passing to the few short prompt. So few short having the some input human input as well as the example prompts. So now we'll pass those to the final prompt. Now we'll pass that few short into the final part. Here the chart prompt template is from the message. Here we are defining the system that you are a English Spanish translator, and we have the few short prompt template and the human input what the human is inputting. Then we'll pass those to the LLM. But earlier what we was doing that final prompt using the final prompt we are inputting the what are the message, then we are invoking that message to the chat model. But now we will use the chain. That chain is what means sequence of what the action has to be taken. So first it has to be initialize the prompt, and then it has to be initialize the module, then it has to be invoke to the LLM model. Then the LLM model will respond and will print that response in the print message. So first we'll create the chain is equal to, first we'll initialize the prompt, final prompt. Next we'll use the initialize chat model. So first instead of doing separately, these two methods will be invoked in the single value. So first it will initialize the prompt, and then it will initialize the chat model. So for that, response chain dot invoke we have input and the question is JFK. So this is the earlier we are passing in the invoke only, but here we are instead of invoking the chat model, we are invoking the chain. So it will be passed to the final prompt, and it will process all the prompt template, then it will move to the chat model. And even after chat model, we can modify, means format the response to, suppose we have to pass this response to the another API, then we can't directly pass the text, we have to format it as a XML or a JSON. So that can be done in the parsing. So that we'll see in the next video. So this means now we take the prompt and pass it to the model. So now the model has seen example like hi. The model has seen the examples like hi is equal to hello means in the Spanish. Then it tries to same to this. Now it will try the same to the in the English. So now we'll print. It will invoke the LLM. Now we'll print that message. So let's check it out. So this is the translation of the who was JFK. So if you know anyone who was Spanish, they can comment on that whether it is correct or not. So that is the chain of chain which we are using here. So first we'll initialize the prompt, and then it will initialize the model, and it can be also add the response parsing, anything can be. So it can be, means it is a sequential way which you can define what has to be done. So that is the thing. So in this example, we are teaching the model how to behave in by the giving the two example, that is one is hi and one is by bye. This is called the few shot prompting. Then we use the few shot chat message prompt template to inject these examples into the prompt. Then we give this final input to, that is who was JFK. Since the model was known how to translate the earlier message, it tries to do the same thing here and returns the Spanish translation using the chain. So if you have any doubts, please comments on the below. We'll try to answer everything you have asked the question. So let's move on to the next session. Earlier we go through the chain. Now we'll see the output how to do the output parts. So to output parts, we'll load the OpenAI keys, so that it will get the OpenAI API key from the .env file. Then we'll import the LangChain OpenAI model. So here the OpenAI LLM has been function has been assigned. So next we'll import the prompt template. Oops. So we have import the prompt template. Now we will tell that we want output in the JSON format. So for that, so this is the creating the prompt prompt template that return the JSON object with the answer. The means we are saying that we return the object as a JSON object with a JSON format with the given questions. So suppose in the final, it will be return the JSON for object with an answer key that answer the following the question. Suppose if we ask which is the biggest country, then it will be return Russia, returns as a Russia with the JSON format. Let's check that one. Also for that, in the prompt template we have also we have to include import the output parse JSON. So whatever the required, the output has to be JSON parsed. So JSON output parse JSON and simple JSON output parser. So here we'll initialize the JSON object. We have created the JSON object, JSON parse. So output will be passed to the JSON parse. So it will format as a JSON output. So we have created the chain, JSON chain. Here the first will be JSON prompt. Prompt has been initiated, then it will initialize the LLM model. Then the output of the response of the LLM model will be passed to the JSON parse. Then the JSON parse will be format the output as a JSON. So let's invoke the JSON chain. So here we are invoking the JSON chain for the LLM model. Then the question will be the which is the biggest country. So then we will get the response in the JSON format. Let's check that one. So we got the response as a Russia with the in the JSON format. So this is the one type. Then we also can be structured the output in a means we required means we can also structure the output as the request JSON format. Means here the by default it will be answer, it has given the answer as a Russia, but we can give this some structured JSON format which we are expecting, that we will see now. So for the structured JSON format we use the PyDeck. So first we will import the PyDeck and the base model and the field. First we will create the class which we require the JSON format. So here we have created the Groq as a class. In that Groq we have the JSON format, that one element will be the setup and another is a punchline. So after initializing, the out JSON format will be like this. One second. JSON format will be like this. So now we'll import the JSON output parse. Then we'll pass that joke class to the JSON output parse. So it's saying that the output should be in the given class format, the given object. So it tells to the LangChain that expected model to be written as a joke, and the object should be with the setup and a punchline. So next we'll create the prompt. So here the prompt template, that we have the template that answer the user query. The format we instructed that parser that get format will get the whatever we defined as a joke class, the format will be the output will be the same format. Then the input variable with the query which user has been input. So now we will create the chain. So chain is equal to chat model prompt LLM model, and first it will initialize the prompt, then it will be passed to the LLM model, then it will be passed. So let's invoke that chain, then we'll print the response of the model. Okay. So let's invoke that. So here is the output. The initially that answer will be returned. Now we have created the class that setup and punchline. So the setup will be the why was the math book sad. Then the punchline will be because it has too many problems. So this is the how we are parsing the output, how we can parse the output, or how we can format the output as we required. This is the output parse.
Let's quickly summarize what we have covered today. You can connect to the OpenAI GPT model using the LangChain for seamless API based on interaction. And the Groq provides access to open source models like Llama 3, Mistral, making it cost effective for experimentation. Prompts guide how an LLM responds, while the prompt templates add flexibility by allowing the dynamic input. Chain helps to automate the workflow by connecting the multiple tasks, and output parts structure the response by easier processing. With these tools, you are now ready to start building the practical GenAI application. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up. It really motivates me to create more content for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any episodes in the exciting GenAI series. Now here is my question. Which feature of LangChain you are most exciting about? Connect to the LLM using the prompt or creating the chain? Let me know in the comments below. In our next video, we'll dive deeper into create the advanced workflow with the chains and explore the real-world use cases of the LangChain. Until then, keep exploring and stay updated with all the things of AI. See you in the next video. Bye bye.